Greetings. Pathetic if you're watching this instead of doing 4th of July things. But then again, I suppose it could be pathetic that I'm doing this and not doing 4th of July things. Not actually playing that now. So what's the whole point? Well, I guess the point is that it's America's birthday. That's nice. Happy birthday, America. How old are you now? Very. But, I mean, it really depends. I mean, if we're going to count it from Constitution Day or the day we declared independence from Great Britain, it's a very interesting conundrum there. Because I would kind of argue Constitution Day is when we got our shit together and said, this is how it's going to be. As opposed to, we get our shit together and go, French, please help us. Please. We'll do it eventually, but we're really wanting to self-govern here. Anywho. So last night, I ended the stream pretty abruptly and early. And it was noticed a little bit. Well, I had a reason for it. And if you may have noticed, any of the astute of you out there noticed that I kind of got a funny expression and then didn't say anything or play for a second, and then I kind of just cut it off. Well, my heart isn't exactly the greatest, athletic, shape that it always was. In fact, every once in a while I get a little afibrillation, and although I haven't had any for like almost 2 years now, a little bit struck yesterday, and you can always feel it when it's coming on, and it's like, is it going to happen? And then it started to happen, and I'm like, whoa, I'm just going to take it easy. And so I did. And I think that's more than a reasonable thing to do. But, it happens, every once in a while. And if I don't stroke out or something, or, my heart stops ticking or something, it'll probably be okay. And usually I can straighten myself out by deep breaths. But that's neither here nor there. What is here is me playing this probably for the last time. Why? It's for sale. It ain't that it's a bad guitar. I have many of them, is the thing. And at some point, the ones you play the least, I shouldn't put it that way. It's kind of accurate. I mean, how do I divide my time with 35 instruments? I don't play this one very much because there's a couple of things about it that I'm a little bit, disheartened about. It's great weight, very well balanced, plays okay. It doesn't like anything heavier than 9s, and I like 9.5s or 10s, and this one has 9.5s on it, but it has 9.5s, and it's tuned to D, which is one of the reasons why I'm going. It's just very loosey-goosey to me. The other thing is, although I like this, it's kind of a nifty. not like it's bad. It's neat. That's a nice feature. It's got glow-in-the-dark inlays here, and it's got these nice inlays that remind. It's the same font that Dungeons and Dragons used back in the days of like the gold box. So in the 80s, the late 80s, when I was playing D&D on the Commodore 64, the fonts that they used to tell you what was going on and basically interact with the game, these were it. And so this says, like, I'm kind of home. I love the burst. You know, they don't make these anymore. That's another thing. But the reason why this one is going to go is because, straight up, I did a dumb, and I bought something else today. And I'm already kind of, like, all right, I bought this the other day, and I bought that one a little while ago, and I bought a couple last year. And you know what? I think maybe it's kind of not cool to just keep going and keep going. And I got to make room. I think that's the bottom line, is that I'm out. And so why get rid of the most expensive one? Because it's the most expensive one. I have it with my capacity to, because I build, I can make a guitar as good as this, and I can make guitars that are much less good as this. There are some like striking exceptions, like Lundgrens only sound like Lundgrens. I've played a lot of pickups in my day, and nothing quite has the same chipper power as this does. It is a crisp pickup, and it is not necessarily your go-to for like blues rock. It's not. It's. I mean, you can make it your bitch. But it's made to do things like. It's made to kill. It's a beautiful thing. Lundgrens are a very special breed of pickups. And the next pickup sounds good too. Sustainer off. Neck pickup is very nice. Nothing wrong with that. It's got a great Floyd, a real one, stainless steel and everything on it. It's got a nice volute 5-piece, neck with the whole, maple stuffs and the, what is that, caramelized maple that is. It's got ebony fretboard. It's a nice guitar. It's a nice guitar. But the reason why I'm selling it is because it's a nice guitar. And somebody will want it and will love it and will play it much more often than I do. There's not a whole lot of tunes that I usually do in the key of D. Now, even in Death, with the bridge pickup, of course. It's great. Yeah, but again, there's not a whole lot of stuff I actually use it for. And I have used it for a few videos. It was in the Coroner video that I did, the last one at least. Read My Scars. And then there was the... I haven't played that since then. So. And I keep wanting to do that's the way it is. But at any rate, the whole thing is that eventually this will make its way into the hands of someone else, and it'll clear a little bit of space on the wall, or right behind me in the 9 rack, which is the 9 rack, and I'll be happy with it. Besides, what I got coming will be will be an equivalent of a more expensive thing anyway. I got it for a deal I could not refuse. So yeah, that's the end of this one. So let's play a little bit, shall we? Non-aggression pact notwithstanding, let's make it a little atmospheric. So what's going on out there tonight? Besides fireworks, loud booms, and stuff like that if you're in the States. Actually, this is interesting. There's a very interesting progression that everyone has heard before. G major, G major 7, G dominant, C major, C minor, back to G major. That progression is kind of a nifty one. It's in a couple of songs. That one from the Pixies, I think it was Kiss Me. I think that was the Pixies. But I've heard it in other tunes before. So this little slip of that, but still, that whole thing with the 4s is actually pretty easy. And as a kind of a testament to that, Steve Vai even used the thing backwards. That if I can play it. So this has been going on for a long time, guitaristically speaking. It's kind of trademark neoclassicisms. One of the ways you can get around that, because classical music is a very good resource for how to use the diminished to get from place to place, and instead of just going, excuse me, diminished minor or diminished major, you can do diminished, and then skip up a little bit and do a major that's slightly out of key. And it makes it Spanish. It's just kind of a lovely thing. So, here. And then you want to, resolve. Now it doesn't resolve there. Resolve there. Kind of nice. Or that major being a half step lower than your dominant for the E minor here, you can just right there, and you're already, so whatever you end on, diminished is a great thing this way. You can do just about anything you want with it, but this feels like it already went home, and it kind of did, but it sets you right up. And at some point, you can do this again. And go back home. But if you need to get like from one key to a half key lower, that's a great way to do it. So, I mean, this is, it just works. Oh, excuse me. And it says, whoa, we're home already. It's good, it's good. So, hey, we'll stop there and... I snuck out of that key there. Nice. Yeah, quiet audience tonight. Very small one, but happy 4th, like I said before. Reminds me often that everybody has one, and so why not celebrate it? It's almost like an unbirthday if you're not in America, well, happy unbirthday to you. Happy election day to Britain. And happy the day that we celebrate giving you up as a system of governance. Crap. I'm good, by the way. No flutterings. So far, so all right. 2025. be hopping off of here, barring any kind of inconveniences from the ticker, about 2100. So I actually yesterday wanted to go over some of the stuff that I was talking about in the last video I put up regarding picking, and well, guitar picks specifically. And the thing about guitar picks is, as I was saying, there's some that will let you play faster, that whole... There are some that let you play faster, and there's some that force you to kind of slow down. Let me grab one of those really quickly. And I think the whole thing about finding the pick that really works for you is the one that lets you do the most of both. I mean, it gives you the best tone, and doesn't make everything, as far as like the super speedy stuff, too easy. See, that doesn't really convey really well to me on the inside picking stuffs there, as far as when I was switching. But oh, hey Bill, how you doing? But to try to be able to do it all with different picks, here's a big, thick buffalo horn one. Yeah, I'll just go through and do the same kind of crap with, this. Type of deal. So that's the buffalo horn. Nice. And here is a stone. It's a little tiny river rock. It's a lot of raspiness to that. But it's sandstone, so there you go. It's better with acoustics, promise. Here's a Wenge pick, or Wenge if you are not European. Yeah, so far so good. It's been an okay day. But we're going to set that aside, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Go for another one. Oh, there it is. Had a load of them over here. Let's go for something that's decidedly non-jazz shaped. Here's a Diodario USA. Thick as all get out, though. Feels good. That's it. But my left hand gave way on that one, as far as the picking is concerned. Oh, and Bill, happy 4th. Or is that, what is that? Merry, yeah, that's it. Merry Freedom Day. Ho, ho, ho. Remember which way is off. yeah, this is officially for sale. This is not a, hey, I'm selling things stream. But it's likely the last time anybody's going to be able to see it. So if what winds up happening is that, hey, why don't you ever play that guitar anymore? Well, because it's not mine anymore. That's why. But, if you ever miss it, there would be an ample opportunity to see it on probably like 5 or 6 videos that I've done. So there you have it. But this is kind of a goodbye stream, really. And the more I play it, the more I'm like, why do I want to sell it again? It's just beefy as freaking hell. Oh, thank you. I have to thank a friend of mine named Brian, whose wife actually made all of my Kirkyard shirts. There's a thing I was doing for quite a while, and I'm pretty well low on the shirts now, but back when I was an active builder, so I think as late as 2021, I was having shirts made, and yeah, anybody who bought a guitar gets a shirt for free. So otherwise the shirts are $10. Come on. Not a an exorbitant expense, but yeah. Anybody who gets one, well, not this one of mine. And where are you? Right there. Hello. There it is. Anyone who buys one of those gets a free shirt. So I still have a few left. Not too many. That's that. Oh, that was nice. There it is. Fireworks! That in different ways as well. You can add a little tension. So instead of this, of course, that makes it kind of James Bond. That reminds me of something too. Rush, maybe? Never learned a lot of Rush. I was, as the name points out, ye old thrash dude. You know, it's more like a... Or if you wanted, either way, it's the same notes. So you just have to play it right. It's in D. What do you want? Where is it? Oh, is that it? Yeah, so I guess it is Rush. Thanks, Bill. Super giant guitar pick. Very good for picking fast. An unusual technique for doing that, and I'd like to demonstrate what that is now. So everybody in the world that's been playing guitar for any length of time that has access to the internet has probably come across something called Cracking the Code. Troy Grady. Great stuff. Really happy it exists, but it really threw my picking off because I don't do that. This whole thing about the, we call it downward pick slanting, which is this part of the pick, pointing downward and going like so. That just trips me up really, really bad. And I don't do it a lot. I tend to only do it when I'm doing like sweep picking across strings. That downward picking or pick slanting works really well for me for that. When I do it, when I can. But generally speaking, it does not work for me. What does work for me is what I discovered that is. It's not my discovery, it's like plant a flag. This is Kirk's thing. No, I was really, really trying to pick fast, and I was having the hardest time doing it. And a couple of things hit all at once. Where I was watching Sean Lane. Sean Lane was explaining that besides he holds his pick like at an upward angle, and I'm like I don't do that. But so I've got to be able to pick fast my way. And but he was saying start with an upstroke on all the faster runs. Hey, it works. What do you know? Immediately start breaking speed limits. But the other thing was several years prior to that, and this is what started me down the path of being able to pick faster is that. Okay, so to tell you that story, I'm going to have to tell you another one. I never liked guitars that have a volume knob right there. And a volume knob right there is any like old Jackson, pre-Fender Jackson, and for the first 2 years of Jackson being owned by Fender, they always put the volume knob right there. ESP, most of the time they put the volume knob right there. Okay, all that does is get in my way. Even Hamer, it's about that far down, but it's still right there. And it would drive me up a wall that I would be playing, And when I went up here, I would have to alter my picking hand either this way, which is weird, to stay away from the volume knob, or I would have to lift off and go like so in order to stay away from the volume knob. So picking fast like that was my way of staying away from the volume knob. But this is upward pick slanting. And so when I'm playing fast, usually that's with my pick facing slightly upwards, not downwards. So it's the opposite of the Troy Grady effect. So I'm not doing upward pick slanting when going down unless I'm sweeping. I got it. You hear all the musical stuffs on this pick? That's the one reason why I don't like to use giant ones. I much prefer smaller picks. This is 3mm, that's 8. Much less chirp. Fun. Yeah, I'm kind of a 50-50 player tonight, though, you can tell. But for any aspiring players out there that are going to watch this at some point, or for the two possibly aspiring players that are watching currently, give that a shot, because instead of always going with the downward picking thing, the Marty Friedman picking thing, you can go the other way and enjoy yourself. Of course, you're not going to be doing things like that right away. Obviously, I'm still not, but this is really only about like scalular runs. You know, that kind of thing. I'm not talking at all about crazy arpeggiated stuffs. That is really just a do what works. And really, for that, what does seem to work is downward picking angle to up. Well, now that I'm trying to demonstrate it. I give up. You can't bring me down. Was getting hot in here. 77 degrees. This is what we get for not installing our little window AC in a decent amount of time for the weather to go ahead and start to hit. I remember last year got pretty warm in here as well. And the funny, and to me it's a funny thing, but I did the Black Horseman that and at the end of it, it's 80 degrees in here. Turn around, look, 81. And yeah, you know what? It's starting to feel like that right now. I'm feeling like, man, I should be wearing shorts. Probably a cut-off shirt or at least something bellowy. Get the fan going in here. It's going to be an interesting night to sleep besides all the booms and pops going off. There's other things. Yeah, Bill, a long time ago, I think you asked me to play some of my favorite arpeggio passages, and one of them I completely forgot about is Too Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live. Challenging on its own, and I don't play diminished like Yngwie does, the pinky. Not like I totally can't, but that's not the point, is that that's not how I play them. So, I play them like that. So, the pinky get a lot of movement out of there. But the, Too Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live. This, again, is tuned to D. So, imagine it, here. But since I'm going to play it where it's played, badly. Something like that. Yes. Come on, Kirk. Nope. Yngwie-isms galore at that rate. Sorry for butchering that completely, but one of the things that I found that I like to do is once I learned how to sweep pick, or at least get better at that, because I learned this. I learned that from an Alex Skolnick article way back in the day from, I think it was Guitar for the Practicing Musician, a magazine that I miss dearly. And the only reason why they went out of business, I am sure of it, is not because of the internet era. It is because they sold out and they became like every other guitar magazine, where these guys used to be the only ones that were reliable, that had really good, high level guitar playing and lower level guitar playing as well. But, it was where I went to get all my stuff. Man, I had shirts. I bought their shirts. I bought every magazine they had. I had subscriptions. I loved them. It was great. But at any rate, learned how to play Stairway to Heaven thanks to them. Back in the day. This is when I used tabs. it's a funny thing. On that subject, that's it. It's weirdly similar to what is that? Diary of a Madman. So I think Rhodes may have had a little Page influence somewhere buried within. He never talked about that, though. Interesting. But this, I learned that before I learned how to sweep. And after I learned how to, or figured out that I could do this. Maybe not today. You know, because that's fun. Why not? And it looks, I think, and sounds. It's another one of those things that looks a lot like it's really impressive, but it's not. It's just simple shapes and doing the same thing with your right hand a bunch. Which is very annoying on its own. And this, I acknowledge, would be a prime time for Malmsteenisms. Which reminds me of a tune I had a while ago. So forth. Fun stuff. I got to get back. At some point, I'm going to have to redo that. That and maybe Return of the Coffee Guy. I don't know why I called it that, but nevertheless. Actually, maybe that's why. Return of the Coffee Guy. And then there was this neat little passage with the where did it go? With a G. Yeah. How do they go? And it's just a 1-4-5. Oh, that was it. And then you could go all over the place with it. But simple string skip arpeggios, courtesy of Paul Gilbert's Intense Rock 2. Watch it if you haven't. It's a wellspring of awesomeness. Yeah, absolutely a wellspring of information, wisdom, and awesomeness. But that was a fun one. Nice harmonies in it and everything. Yeah, maybe one of these days, like I said, I'll revisit it. But shoot, now that I think about it, I wrote that freaking 20 years ago. No, yes, was it? No, almost 30. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Well, we'll just say 20. That'll be fine. So at any rate, oh yeah, that's the one thing I'm going to say about this that is kind of a detraction, is that to me the tone knob is useless on an instrument, and they put this right there. So if you're switching, you either have to jump or you have to push it aside and move, but it seems like a very deliberate action to have to change the the pickup selector here. Jeez, man, Lundgren, there is no equal for his wheels. You need a high A? There's your high A. get 4 fingers going, shall we? That's half step, whole step, whole step. Let's go up 1, whole step, half step. Whole step, half step, whole step. And then half step, whole step, whole step. So if we go down one more from where we started, half step, or excuse me, whole step, half step, half step. Well, so how would I prefer a guitar to be oriented for my personal playing style and tastes and stuff? Stay tuned. The one that I was playing the other day is one such instrument. Well, which guitar is that? Well, it's this ugly little beater I call the Pig Iron. It's the first one I finished building after my incident. Everything is right in place. Everything is where I need it to be. And that's just where I prefer things. So as you can tell, this is a very different setup. So the Lundgren, very powerful, very crisp pickup. This is substantially less powerful. This is like an 8.7 or an 8.9K, and an Alnico 3 magnet too. It's very even all the way across the board. Cute. Fun to do too. So if you're going to do like arpeggios, sometimes maybe you want to spruce it up a little bit and do something besides just an arpeggio. Wouldn't it be neat if you put some more notes in there? Well, why not do another one? Sounds good. Tap one. Correctly. Excuse me. You know, have a good time with it. Enjoy yourself. It's your guitar, you know. Have fun with it. You might as well. This neck is also just a little bit on the thicker side. Probably an 1/8 of an inch thicker than the Schecter's. It's about the same narrowness of nuts, 42 millimeter. I think that's 42. It feels like a 42. It could be a 43, but 1 millimeter difference. What kind of difference is that really? It's kind of a big difference. It does feel different when you have 1 millimeter extra down here in the string spacing department. So, in this case though, it's completely different. You've got nice woods. It's an ash body down there, and the caramelized maple neck with purple heart and ebony. And this is just a laurel fretboard with what is that? walnut and is that cherry? Yeah, walnut and cherry neck, and this is a poplar body, poorly painted by yours truly. So, this was the first guitar I decided I wanted to try to paint. So here's another one that's kind of interesting. So instead of doing this, we could do the dominant equivalent, which is... Wouldn't you know this? Fits really, really well in with Mixolydian. Well, it sounds like Mixolydian anyway. It effectively is, but it's an outline of it. So... that does not sound like Mixolydian. It's Phrygian dominant. But what I'm saying there is... they blend. You can use one, you know, where the other one is. It should be, you know, audibly striking, because you're hearing this. Yeah, my cats are starting to freak out thanks to the booms and pops going on around the neighborhood. Not even supposed to have them in the city limits, but no, we got to scare all the animals. Freedom Day. You like the cashmere mode? Oh, the which, interestingly enough, of course, was played on Danelectro, and was not tuned to this. I think it was Dadgad all the way, and he was playing some, you know... I've never learned it, as you could tell. But, except for the... and was it... I think it was Dadgad, so he would effectively be playing the octaves like this. But I'm not entirely certain. Yeah, they're really blowing them up out there. So, what mode is that? So it's D. And what are we following it up with? D flat. Actually, D, A, D, B flat, B, C. So, and how else would we play that? That's essentially it. And no octave. That's it. But since we're always basing it off of that. I don't know what you would call that. It's a first, flat, second, second. You know, but because it's flat second, the next note is a second. I mean, we could call that a 9, I guess, but or we could call that a flat 9. But we'll probably just call this a double flat 3. That would be a double flat 4. Then double flat 5. So you know, like I said, I don't know what you want to call it, but you know, there it is. Play up here. I think what we would do probably is just call those chromaticisms. So it's just chromatics. Unless there's a super music theory buff like I used to be that really wants to go ahead and try to explain the whole thing away like I was doing with the double flats and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, nah. You know what? Sometimes it's better to just call things chromatic and leave it at that. So, yeah. But you get the James Bond modes, you know, going that way too. So what is that? Probably there. No, definitely not. But it's cute. But with the picks, again, it's nice to find a good in-between pick, something that you're just really comfortable doing everything with. That is kind of a nice in-between. It's just kind of a good overall. It's got enough thwack, and it's got enough, you know, stiffness to go ahead and cut through the strings, and, you know, one that just really kind of fits. And for me, right now, it's Dunlop Prime Tone. I really like those a lot. I do like the Black Ice picks. Those are pretty nice as well. There is a bit of wear and tear on those, but, you know, they hold up pretty well. So, one neat little thing. I don't know if I've already mentioned this or not, but my kid and I are going to go see Yngwie Malmsteen on the 18th of October. I'm thrilled. The place where we got our tickets, though, is kind of interesting. It's StubHub. I've never bought anything through them before. I'm used to like Ticketmaster, where you buy your stuff and there you have it. It's done. But the tickets haven't been released yet. They're not going to be for, you know, like a day or two beforehand. So when I got the email saying your tickets are ready, I'm like, all right, great, grab it. Sorry, they're not really ready yet. I'm like, well, fuck, man, come on. But no, I'm really happy about it. Celebrating the 40th anniversary of, what is that? Rising Force, you know, holding that guitar up in the flames. You know, very, very cool stuff. Can't wait to see it. My mother, should she still be around, and she's not, but if she was, she would be very happy about this. Probably be wanting to go with, and of course I would have bought her a ticket. Would have been very happy about her granddaughter being so enthusiastic about going, though. Did I mention coil tapping? I just love that. That is a nice thing. I do enjoy that. All I wanted was the transient tones. So yeah, well, love these pickups. They're great. Anytime you run across a set of something called Giovanni GVH2s with the Alnico 3s, grab them. They're really hard to come by right now. I don't think they went out of business, but they possibly have. Yngwie demolishes. Yeah, me too. I know better. He plays with ultimate feeling. The way I see it is like Bruce Lee would have said it. And it's one of my favorite guitar philosophies, is that, like fighting, it's when you fight with emotional content. Or strike with emotional content. And so for Yngwie, it'd be playing with emotional content. Well, what does that really mean? Well, he goes on to explain that, how did that feel? After, hit me. Okay, how did that feel? Let me think. Don't think, feel. It is like a finger pointing the way to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you miss all that natural glory. So the whole point about it is that you are one with the instrument, to where when you need to play a thing, you just play the thing. That's a real connection to the instrument. You immediately know this is what needs to be, and you can manifest it. So that's where it's at. It's not a matter of like feeling for who. Does it make you feel something when he plays? I mean, for the sake of like Clapton or whatnot. But All right. If that makes you feel something, that's great. Does he play with feeling, or are you feeling something because of what he's playing? This is the whole problem with the one man's blues is another man's classical, as I always used to put it, is that I feel things like going back to our favorite topic of Gary Moore. I always want to make that happy. Yeah, that to me is great. Love it. Sounds great. Love it. It's got a real draw, and whether he's actually emotionally connected with it or invested in the music or material, that's up to him. He is the only person that knows, and he's dead, so he can't talk. We don't know that. We can infer that, yeah, he meant to play that. That's what he meant to do. And when you hear him do all sorts of like flourishes on top of it later on, live setting, of course. I mean, it's ridiculous. It all sounds good. It's so good. It's magical, practically. So, did you say that? What's that? You also love his high kicks. Yes, well, he wouldn't be able to kick so high if he wasn't wearing the super tight pants to make him kick that high. Did I say that out loud? But yeah, what's that? I used to know the some of the lead to that as well, like the what is that? What was that type of thing? But that was off of Icarus Dream Suite. But still, nevertheless, I used to know it a long time ago. But who cares? I don't know it now. The whole thing about the Yngwie, though, the concert-wise, really happy, like I said, to be going. And in spite of the his advanced age, the guy just keeps playing faster. So I can't wait. And I know from hearing a lot of live footage that he absolutely never plays, like in Far Beyond the Sun, all the stuff that you memorize, that you love. He never plays the same way twice, and he just improvises the whole time. And yeah, it's really good, but it's not what you want to hear. So. Anyway, what you got there? Dio, Nancy Wilson, Paul Stanley all went to the same school of prancing? Oh, but who well, who am I to read, apparently? That's pretty great though. Yeah, they kind of did, didn't they? They all had the same kind of stomp. They all have the same kind of kicks. Ingve, on the other hand, has it's more. There's more fury behind Ingve's kicks. So you know. So, oh wait, there it is. Yeah, you don't want to unleash that. You definitely don't want to try to bribe him with a donut either. Is it hotter in here? My God, it's 78 degrees. So, so tomorrow I know what tasks I have. It's also one of the smoothest volume knobs I've got. I have a friend named Lonnie who has cancer, but that's irrelevant to what I'm about to say. Lonnie and I are an alumnus, good friends. Lonnie wears kilts. It's his kilty pleasure. Somebody stop me. So yeah. Anyway, no, I don't ascribe to the kilt thing. Men in skirts don't appeal to me, even if it's a Scottish strong type of thing, and you know, it would be quite embarrassing. You think about it, you know, you're British, you're a stuffed shirt, you know, you're wearing the red coat uniform, stuff like that, and all of a sudden you get a bunch of guys who are wearing dresses that, exactly. Thanks, man. You got a bunch of guys that are wearing effectively, you know, short dresses, charging you, and are, you know, insane, and you know that would be freaking scary. It would. But insofar as I'm concerned, no, I'm not so kilt inclined, so it's just not going to happen. Maybe the most comfortable thing on the planet, I just couldn't get away with it. It's like me in a standard ball cap. It just doesn't look right. Put me in a newsboy. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty okay. When I have longer hair, on the other hand, you put me in a newsboy and I look like Gallagher. It does not work. That's the buffalo horn pick. Back to the black eyes. Who wants to be in the front row of Zach Savage? Yeah, no shit. What is that? So, that's an interesting one, too. So you're playing 3-note per string stuffs. Don't play 2-note per string stuffs. Add the third note with another finger. not easy. It's all a part of it, though. Striking without thinking, you know, striking with feeling instead, you know, the emotional connection. But just trying to make sure that your body can keep up. Like with that one thing that I was just doing. That ain't easy. My two-hand tapping blows. That means you need to work on it. So, if you need to work on something, what's the best way to do it? To do it. So, for your next exercise, I'm going to lay this one out real easy. It's easier to do two-finger tapping if they start out being few and far between. So instead of doing like... you know, where you're really kind of cooking around or stuff, doing this... better. Even better. Even better. So I like to have like 3 notes plus. So the freestyle thing, you mean this. Stuff like that, where you're just kind of goofing off and messing around. All right, so we're going to start it off easy, like I said before. So you can do the eruption thing. Great. Now, take this shape, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, starting at the 7th fret, and you're going to tap on the 12th. Oh yeah, great. Good, but this is a little different. This is going to put you in a different place. So you're tapping once. Now I'm going to have you switch down to whole step, half step, so half step, whole step, starting on the 5. That's what I want you to do. So that'll start you kind of working in this whole progression thing. The next one, just the start again. The next one will be kind of going up a scale. So now you can do it this way if you want, or you can go, or rather, which slows it down a little bit. Sounds great. Fine. But essentially find a scale that you're comfortable playing 3-note per string. And you're going to add a note to it corresponding. And you're going to get a lot of like unison sounds. And that you're already used to doing. This is going in the other direction. I would even proceed up another position. So you're doing effectively an arpeggio. That would be here. And just mess around that way. But that's kind of the start. That took me a little bit to really shake out. Now let me just kind of do that. Something like that. All right, well, yeah, you review. Well, it's a little past 9, isn't it? I'm going to go ahead and blow out of here. Oh yeah, pentatonics. We should do cover a quick thing on that. Actually, this one is fun. Octave. Put the pick down. There's no pick now. Pentatonic minor in A. In this case, it's in G because of the tunings, but still. Okay. It's like playing it an octave higher. Because it is. Excuse me. So it's an echo of what you just did. But it's in 4. It's easier to play it faster. Somewhat. And that'll get you moving with more than one finger. It's not the cleanest thing in the world, but if you put a little like mute right there or something like that, you can be clean as a whistle in no time. All right. Well, bid farewell to this. The next time you see it, you won't because it'll be gone, and that's the end of that. Somebody's going to buy it, and somebody's going to be happy about it because it's a good guitar, like I said before. It is a good guitar. But in the grand scheme of things, I've got too many. Some have got to go. So I'm going to get rid of this one and stick with my whole I'm never going to spend more than $1,500 for a guitar thing. I am frugal. And it outclasses me. Well, happy 4th, everybody. And review away. Have a great night and enjoy yourselves. Try not to blow your hands up. Those are kind of important.